I've gotten like so many mixed responses to the idea generally. So I appreciate you like rolling with it.
Yeah. I mean, all my friends were like, their first reaction was like, this sounds like a bad idea. Is this on?
It's on. It is, as long as the green light is on at the top, that's how you know it's paired.
Okay.
But yeah, we're good to go.
All right.
I want to make sure that's positioned right. Do you mind if I...
Yeah, go ahead.
Just want to make sure that it's angled where, in the direction you're going to be speaking. And I just tend to hold this because I have to be like up and around.
Okay, yeah.
Well, thank you for being here.
No, of course, yeah.
It's the weirdest first date ever, I'm sure. But...
Yeah, I'm one of them, yeah.
So, who are you? What do you do? And what made you want to come on the show?
Well, I'm Nate.
Yes.
By trade, I'm a software developer at a very tiny software company. I work remotely. I kind of agreed on an impulse. It just kind of sounded like fun. And yeah, just an unusual way to meet somebody.
Well, I'm glad you're here, and I don't know, excited to get to know you a little bit.
Yeah, likewise.
So I have a segment on the show that I like to call Green Flags Only. People talk about red flags.
Yeah.
And how, yes, it's very terrible to treat waitstaff poorly.
Yeah.
We should all know that by now. What are some green flags that you automatically look for in a partner or someone that you're interested in pursuing?
Well, I do think like treating waitstaff at restaurants and bartenders very well. I think soft-spoken.
Ooh.
I don't know why it just jumped out at me.
Yeah.
And this is going to be kind of more off base, but I do think that there's something behind pheromones. Where like if the smell is right,
For
like,
sure.
okay, you know that something's viable there.
100%.
You know? It's not like, oh, this person smells bad in any way. It's just like, oh, this is not quite.
Right.
You
Well,
know?
there's a certain magnetism that comes with it, like that you almost can't control.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just natural chemistry.
Yeah.
Definitely.
That self-awareness is key. Yeah.
Self-awareness is
another green flag.
huge green flag. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
What are some of your pet peeves in relationships? Do you have any that?
I know what pet peeves people have had with me.
Oh, okay.
But like generally, it's not like one thing that I've seen come up over and over again in relationships where I'm like, oh, this just like irks me or anything like that. I don't know. I think that I'm relatively easygoing. I mean, this is a bad answer, but I really don't have
that. No, I think that's a good answer. I think it makes you more like, I don't know, able to just hang in any scenario, with anyone.
Yeah, because I don't, if I like the person I'm with, I mean, maybe I put them on a pedestal and that's a problem, but like...
I do the same with my friends, though. Like, I adore my friends. Nothing they do bothers me. So, do you, looking at your dating history or celebrity crushes, do you have a type?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you want to share what it is?
Sure. Of my celebrity crushes, I guess I have two types.
Okay.
One would probably be Alison Brie.
Oh.
Wait, like, I think Community,
Great. She's great.
Yeah. And then, I think her name is Jamila Jamil.
Oh, fabulous. Fabulous.
Baddies. And so...
That's a good type.
Yeah, those are probably like my two.
They're both very well-spoken.
Well-spoken. I think distinct facial features.
Yes, for sure. For sure.
What was I going to say? It's like, okay, this is, I don't know how to put it, but there's some quote by some poet or something like that where it's like true beauty is one where it's like it takes a while for it to like
I'm so on board with that.
Anya Taylor-Joy, like another celebrity crush, where it's like at first I was like, I don't really find her that attractive, and then like as I finished The Queen Gambit, I was like, oh, you're like beautiful, like I'm all in.
Oh my gosh, I'm the same way. I love an interesting looking face.
Yeah. Well, what about you? I mean, I want to hear about who you would choose and measure myself against them.
I don't know. I think my type is more generally like based on golden retriever energy.
Oh yeah.
You know? I love a goofball.
Yeah.
That's kind of my type.
Yeah.
Yeah. You mentioned that you lived in Maine for a while.
Yeah.
Tell me all about Maine. Like, did you romanticize your life there? Why are you not still there? Like,
I'm not still there because, well, I moved there for grad school and I knew it was temporary going into it, and I just knew I had to move at some point. And so I moved 2 months ago. It was hard to move, and I think part of it was leaving and spending half of my adult life there.
Yeah.
But also by that point, I keep doing this. I always move whenever like I actually start to put down roots and feel comfortable where I'm at, and then I just like no, I'm out of here.
Interesting.
Yeah, and so, and I mean, it was because I kind of planned that, and I kind of said I was moving, and I kind of just like yes-anded myself into that. But I absolutely do right now still romanticize it as like a beautiful place, and it is striking, and in my opinion, the most underrated, most beautiful place on earth. But that's I'm romanticizing it.
Yeah. Well, as you should.
But there's a certain, I don't want to alienate my friends in Maine. But like the one thing with Maine is that it's kind of hard to move forward in like your career because I was talking about this with one of my friends who's dating someone who's a Mainer, you know, grew up there, spent his whole life there. And his boyfriend was saying that there's like this phenomenon in Maine of like, it's called like the beer money phenomenon, where you kind of make enough money to basically take care of yourself and then have some money for beer on the side.
Yeah.
And then like you're kind of content and happy.
Right.
And I get that, like that's a great, but I knew that like I spent a lot of money on my master's degree and I'm like, I need to get that back,
right.
you know, so, and the people there are the best.
Yeah.
Like once you're kind of in, you're very much in the community.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
Maine has like been on my list for as long as I can remember. Like ever since I had a vague concept of like, oh, shore town, lighthouses, like all that stuff. I just have like such a clear picture of, I really think I would thrive in Maine. Winters maybe not so much. But
Dark at 3 p.m. in December. Yeah.
Really
so that
tough.
was a huge, no one leaves Maine in the summer.
Yeah.
It's only like come November where people are like, yeah, I gotta get out.
Gotcha.
And that's when I moved. Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm such a hermit anyway that I feel like I might not be bugged by it, but in reality, I probably would.
It sounds like you could do it.
I think I could. I think I really could. What's your power ranking of French toast, waffles, pancakes?
None. Like, I don't eat any of that.
What?
I don't like maple syrup.
You don't like maple syrup?
Ah, fuck that.
What? That's crazy.
It's trash. Or, I mean...
Oh my god. Okay.
I mean, now I alienated all of, like, Canada.
A little bit. You don't know this, but it's gonna be huge in Canada.
Oh, yeah. Huge Canada market, yeah. Yeah, French toast is pretty good.
French toast is so good. French toast is like my death row meal.
Okay, yeah. My experience with French toast is like, whenever I was in middle school,
Okay.
like for some reason they would give us French toast.
Like the French toast sticks or whatever.
And like that's my frame of reference for French toast, because I never really made it myself.
Okay. What is currently bringing you the most joy in life?
Right now, probably, it's kind of corny, but like I started like Olympic weightlifting.
Really?
Yeah, like trying to like train to do that well.
What makes that corny? That's so impressive.
I love weightlifting. Yeah, like that's how I...
No. Like that's legit. That seems very enjoyable.
I really like learning new things.
Yeah.
And so I think just, I've kind of known how to do it for a while, but I never actually got a lot of training in it and like proper coaching to like nitpick it. And so I feel like just like dive into those details has been really fun, really frustrating, but really fun nonetheless. Yeah.
That's so cool. Yeah. Lifting to me has always just seemed boring on the outside, but then I see how like other people get a legit high from doing it. Yeah. And I'm just like, there's got to be something there that I'm missing, you know?
And yeah, I mean, I'm not the kind of person either who like wants to lift to get big, but I like how I feel after I do it.
For sure.
And Olympic weightlifting is really good for that because it's just two movements. It's like the snatch and the clean and jerk, and the whole idea of it is you're just trying to get the bar from the ground to above your head. You just don't get that much muscle mass. Yeah. Like you can't, like people do, but it's not like like the way a bodybuilder would look. Right. You know.
Interesting. So. Do you get nervous for first dates?
I think more excited. I think a little bit nervous, but I mostly get excited. Yeah. I think it depends on how like much rapport I've built with the person beforehand. Yeah. No, I don't really get nervous too much. I mean, a little bit, but nothing. Yeah.
Right. Nothing that like actually alters your.
Yeah. What about yourself? Do you get nervous?
Not really. Just because it feels very low stakes. Like worst case scenario, I spend an hour and a half with someone that I am not like into. Yeah. Best case scenario, like we fall in love, but it's so, yeah, I don't have any dating horror stories. That's the other thing. Like a couple of my friends have been on like really, really bad dates.
Oh God, yeah.
And I, have not. Even if the chemistry isn't there, there's always something to learn from another person that you're with. Like, you have another human being sitting in front of you that has lived an entirely different life from you. There's like, learn about it,
Yeah, Sonder.
Yeah, yes. Great word. Yeah. Doesn't get used enough. So do you have any questions for me?
Yeah, I did not remember them.
That's okay. But you came prepared, which is like amazing.
So, and this is a little bit of like armchair therapisting.
Sure,
I was like, so do you think that like one of the reasons why you want to do this project was so that, because you're, I assume, pretty good at what you do. If you maintained like a business for the past 6 years, do you think a part of this is like, okay, I'm good at what I do, and like dating is kind of like shitty and kind of out of my control a bit? Do you think that this is a little bit of a way to like regain some like control with how this goes?
Such a good observation. Probably a little bit of it is that there is like an element of I am literally running a shoot right now, and that has an aspect of power to it that I don't want to like overthink, and but I also don't want to make like dates uncomfortable with it. Right. So there's probably like more of a power thing that I haven't thought about, or an ego thing that I haven't thought about, but that's like a really good observation.
I'm just curious. Not to like, it's a really personal question, probably more so than like what you want to broadcast, but I was kind of curious, so like if that has anything to do with it, because that's how I would probably think about it. Yeah. If I was in your shoes.
Right, and that's like, I have clients that are going to watch this, my family and friends. I'm actually really excited for my sister and my girlfriends to like pick apart my persona on dates. But yeah, it's...
Well, do you think you're the same person as you would be if there weren't cameras?
I think I am, but there's no way for me to like be an unbiased judge of that. I would have to be up to like my closest people to tell me, Hannah, what are you doing here? Like, do you want to, so we'll see. Yeah. I have one final question for you. So the show is called FLIRT, and I have essentially named it that because I've always thought, man, I'm trash at flirting. Like, I'm just the most awkward flirter. I'm awkward receiving flirts. And so I would like to know from you, what is your definition of flirting?
I don't know.
It's hard to put your finger on, right? It's like...
Yeah, I can't believe I'm going to say this. I saw a definition of it on Reddit.
Let's go. Okay, so, deep Reddit vibes. So, I love this.
Yeah. So the and I don't know if I agree with this, but this is what this one person thought. It was like a series of phrases and like acts of like physical touch that slowly like build sexual tension. Oh,
that's a really good definition.
Which I thought was like pretty well defined. I hate to say that I agree with like
Another Redditor.
I think some dude on Reddit, you know, who's
No, but Reddit can hold nuggets of wisdom.
Yeah, for sure. And so I was like, I would say that that's the one that I've heard. It's not mine,
But it resonates
it's
the
the one
most.
that I'm like, yeah, it's probably what it is. I think it's different from Riz.
I think it is too.
I think those are two different things.
Yes. Riz, isn't it like short for charisma?
I think so, yeah.
So it's different from flirting. But
It is, yeah. I think Riz is like a quality, and then flirting is an act, like a verb,
Right.
I guess.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you for having me. I had a lot of fun with you.
Same.